There are moments when the silence is loudest, not because the world is noisy, but because our minds won't stop spinning. A single thought becomes a storm. You replay a conversation. You rehearse every possible outcome. And in the end, you feel more exhausted than enlightened. This is overthinking. And it's not just a bad habit, it's a mental trap. But the good news is this: you can train your mind to break free. In this video, I want to walk you through the psychology, the spiritual truth, and the daily disciplines that can help you stop overthinking and start living. Not every thought is true. Your mind is like a river. Thoughts flow constantly, sometimes clear, sometimes murky. But here's the mistake many of us make. We believe we must follow every current. But not every thought is true. Not every thought is helpful. The human brain produces an estimated 60,000 thoughts per day, according to the Cleveland Clinic. And studies suggest 80% of those are negative, and 95% are repetitive. We keep thinking the same fears and worries over and over again. Dr. Daniel Amen, a psychiatrist and author of Change Your Brain, Change Your Life, calls these ants automatic negative thoughts. These are the lies your brain tells you, he writes, and unless you catch them, they will steal your joy, your peace, and your clarity. But here's the empowering truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You can examine, filter, and even reject them. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, the Apostle Paul says, "Take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ." This isn't just spiritual advice, it's mental training. You get to decide what thoughts stay and what thoughts have no business taking up space in your mind. Next time a worry hits you, pause and ask, is this thought true? Is it useful? Is it bringing me peace or panic? If it's not serving your purpose or peace, release it. Your brain needs mental space. Overthinking thrives in clutter, especially mental clutter. When your mind is overloaded with to-do lists, notifications, past regrets, and future anxieties, there's no room for clarity. It's like trying to hear a whisper in a thunderstorm. Neuroscience shows us that the default mode network, DMN, in the brain, the part active when we're not focused on a task, is actually more active during overthinking and self-referential thoughts. It's the network responsible for that internal monologue, rumination, and worry. But when you practice mindful silence, the brain's stress circuits deactivate, and the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for rational thinking, starts to re-engage. Author and psychologist Dr. Susan David, in her book Emotional Agility, writes, "We need space between stimulus and response to live a life of choice, not reactivity." Even Jesus modeled this. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Luke 5:16. Stillness was his strategy for strength. Practice this. Before your day begins, take 5 to 10 minutes. No phone, no noise, just silence. Sit, breathe. Write down your top 3 thoughts. The goal isn't to stop your thoughts. It's to slow them down and create enough space for wisdom to speak. Clarity comes through action. Here's the irony of overthinking. The more you try to think your way out, the more tangled you become. You don't get clarity from more thought. You get clarity from movement. Analysis paralysis is real. Your brain, when overwhelmed with too many options, freezes. Studies in behavioral economics show that the brain prefers fewer choices. It finds them less stressful and more satisfying. Author Tim Ferriss once said, "Conditions are never perfect. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave. If it's important and you want to do it eventually, just do it and correct course along the way." Proverbs 16:9 says, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." It doesn't say God steers the overthinker. It says he steers the mover. Action step practice. Next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, what is one small step I can take in the next 10 minutes? Not a perfect step, not the entire solution, just movement. Because motion breeds clarity. Overthinking is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of mental overload. But you don't have to live trapped in your thoughts. You can train your mind, you can renew your thinking, and you can choose peace over panic. Here's your reminder: not every thought is true. Challenge them. Your mind needs space. Protect it. Clarity comes through action. Take the step. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And renewal is a daily discipline, not a one-time fix. If today's message helped you, comment below. I choose clarity over chaos. And share this with someone who's been stuck in their head for too long. Like, subscribe, and follow for more tools to train your mind, strengthen your spirit, and live intentionally.